Oh no. Okay. So there's a good example too, right? We both covered that burst zone. Think if the other person's gonna dash in with something. If you dash attacked, you would have died. If I dash attacked, I would have died. So that's not a bad example right there. I know that's not necessarily a movement option, but we were trying to cover punishing someone's movement, and we had the same idea. I think this is one of the things that's pretty difficult for players to understand, because it's like, this is where you'll see a lot of coaches or anybody will say, work on your movement. And they'll say, like, go to the training room and dash dance or whatever. Like, oh, they won't actually say that, but that's what the student will typically hear. They will hear something like, go to the training room and dash dance, or wave land on platforms, or walk in a circle, or do these things. It's like, this is working on movement. It's like, it's really not. Like, if there's some technical things, like if you're trying to do like Isaiah drops, or you're trying to wave land on a platform or do IDJs, then sure, you can do those things in the training room, and it is useful to do just as like a shadow boxing practice routine. But that being said, as far as practicing your genuine movement or your true movement against somebody else, this is where you have to look at that burst range and say, okay, if we get into that range, am I prepared on reaction or on a read to use movement to supplement or complement my punish, versus saying, now that I'm in this space, I have to swing. Because a lot of players do that. I dash up to the edge of the burst range and I'm forward tilting every single time, or I'm down tilting, or I'm dash attacking, or I'm grabbing every single time, versus going like this, right? Dashing up, jumping away, dashing up, standing, walking away, right? Dashing up, obviously dashing back, dashing up, jumping in place, jumping in, then dashing away. These are all, I guess, movement options, or they're different ways to supplement or complement your punishes as well. This is what the top players do, right? If you just look at someone like MKLeo, what makes his Byleth better than anybody else's? He doesn't have better frame data, he doesn't have better kill power, he doesn't have better combos, he doesn't have more hit stun on his moves, obviously. The only thing he can really do, obviously besides like not dropping combos, is have better movement, especially as a character that's not that technical. If you look at even how he plays, it's like, it doesn't matter what anybody does, he's always in the right spot to hit them with something. The amount of down airs he lands for basically, it feels like no reason. It's like, how did you just have time to throw out a move that's like frame 21? It's like, yeah, I just knew that you'd mess up right here and down air's already started, so you're dead now. Or he'll get like shield breaks, same thing. It's like, how do you just know that you have time to do this? It's like, I just know where you're gonna go, and my movement is gonna protect me so I can throw out an attack afterwards and then capitalize on that, versus having to like swing on you first and hope that you just run into it. He's different. There you go. Movement options. Here's the thing, bro. Even if that felt funny to do, if you did that in the tournament and there's commentators, they would have popped off for that. I'm not even kidding. That's actually, like, it feels funny, but it's like, when I say stuff like that, like, yo, this guy's actually kind of godlike, as much as it sounds funny because of the way I'm delivering it, it actually is a good thing to do. Because I completely missed. And you could have up smashed me. You could have gone for nair, up tilt, up air, all kinds of stuff. You could have got a decent punish off of it.
Yeah, I was just like thinking, like whenever you were like spamming like the F tilt of Pyra, I was just like, I don't think she's reaching like the ground like that often with her falling fair or rising. Haven't paid too much attention to it. I just noticed it might have not hit the ground, so I wanted to try it out.
That's one of the best things you can do too, and I don't mean even trying it out. That's great, but the fact that you were thinking about the situation, once again, sounding hilarious. A lot of people don't do that. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to go in with what I always do and hope that it just works for no reason. So the next part of that combo, like I was saying with MKLeo, is he would have crouched, and then he would have gotten an up tilt into an up air, or he would have gotten a fair one, kind of like that, right? He might have got, I'm just dead. He would have gotten, I'm trying to think, if you're underneath like that, you could have waited for me to land, and then you could have got a grab, right? It's all kinds of stuff you could have got out of that situation. A higher percents, you could have up smashed and just killed me. So if you called me out with that, that would have been a huge play, honestly. If I was like 100% and you crouched under my Flame Nova, and then you got like an up smash to win the game, people would have lost their minds. So I don't mind you playing safe with Iha, but you don't have to play so safe, especially with Iha. If you happen to miss one, I don't want to see you dash back and go for a second one. I'd rather see you try and reposition. Because if I'm aware of the Iha, if I was quick enough, I could have got over top and punished the second one as well. And you don't deserve to be punished for that. So notice there, when I was inside that burst range, when I threw out my forward tilt, I was too close. And you were right up I was right up inside that burst range. So as soon as I threw it out and I missed, I backed up. I didn't throw out another one. I could have maybe, depending on what you were going to do, but I'd rather not be wrong and get punished, sent off stage. Especially since I'm currently losing as well. Okay. I could be dead. He could be dead.
Oh no, I tried running away.
So in a situation like that, assuming I was going to do that, or if you're anticipating that, you could have just shielded, right? I know we're talking about movement a lot, so it's definitely on the mind right now. But in that situation there, don't ever think too that that your shield is not part of your movement kit. Because shielding is one of the best ways to like stop as well, right? Because you can stop instantly and parry and look sick in front of all the haters just like that, right? Whereas if you just dash and then stop with your dash, you have like a slowdown animation as well too, right? So if you don't want to have that animation, you can just stop with your shield. So you can use that if you find yourself in trouble. It's like, oh shit, I'm like, let's say up being on stage, you just want to not get hit, even though you could maybe run out of the way. You don't have to test it out in the moment, especially if it's not worth it because you could die. Just throw out the shield. And if you, let's say, if you don't get a punish, at least you didn't get hit. Sometimes winning a trade or winning a situation is the fact that you didn't take any damage. Sometimes that's what you're looking for. It's not always reversing the situation and getting damage too. Not him, not sure. No, it's gonna be death.
Yeah.
Super death. So as I'm charging that, there's actually no hitbox. Like this whole charge up before they start spinning, there's no hitbox on that. So if you see that move and you, let's say, have a very low shield, you can just drop shield and run, right? I can't cancel this move, so I can't like cancel halfway then fall in up air or something insane, which would be crazy, but obviously not possible. So if you are underneath like that and I see that your shield is quite small, I probably am going to try and go for this because a lot of players, they'll panic. They'll panic and they'll stay in shield, but oh shit. And then they realize, oh, my shield's going to break, so I have to either let go of shield and hopefully not die, or get my shield broken. Both of those situations are obviously terrible. So trying to avoid that, once again, using your movement, dash out of the way, or you can even jump as well. While I'm charging this, of course, like I said, you can just jump past it. And if I'm looking to get a shield break, if I'm above you like this, I'm probably going to come down all the way, so I have a fully charged attack. I knew it. I even tried to shield too. This game sucks.
I wasn't sure what you were doing.
I'll tell you this much. If I ever just stand there and I don't say anything, don't ever assume that like my Discord disconnected or something. Or like
Okay.
I'm just like in the middle of something. I'd never troll you that hard. I'd be like, oh yeah, my internet like just like turned off. Because if it did, you'd know because the whole arena would close.
Right.
But if I'm just standing there, that's my movement option. I just chose to do this. See, look at this. Godlike spacing. You can't hit me. Yo, I'm nice. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm so fast, I don't have to even move. What does that even mean? Here you go. You can have that. Oh, my. So the reason why I F-smashed right there is because your shield was super low. So if you shielded that, I might have broke your shield.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I did that. I might be wrong, but that was the thought process behind it. Not me not dashing. I'm bad. Okay. Okay. Could be dead. He could be dead right here. Oh, okay. So in a perfect world, or in a competitive setting, I can say that in a competitive setting, let's say obviously we stopped and talked and stuff, but if there was 2 minutes left and you're at 115 and I'm at 35, of course you could camp for Arsene, right? Provided that you feel comfortable using Arsene and approaching and trying to get a kill confirm or something like that and potentially trying to steal that game away. But if you're scared and you don't want to go in because you don't want to die, obviously, but there's not a lot of time left, if I was also paying attention to the fact about having a lead like I did, I had like a 70 or 80% lead, I could have just ran away completely, right? Obviously, I could play Mithra as well too, but I could just run away, in which case you want to try, and I wouldn't say approach recklessly, but you do have to try and force the issue a little bit and fight for stage and try to get me in a bad position so you can get some damage. Because if you want to shoot at me and let's say put on like 1 to 2 damage, I could just stand there for the next 2 minutes and I'll still win, even if I get hit by every single shot. Okay, so this is where you want to try, like I was saying before, weave in and out of my burst range to try and get me to panic or jump away from you or try and swing at you in some way. And once I make a mistake, then you can capitalize by either just getting a dash attack or pivot cancel forward tilt or in that case, it could be a jab if you feel like very unsafe, but I prefer for you to not go for jab in that situation if you could help it. But yes, it's trying to play a little bit closer to me and just using that movement so you can play in and around my zone versus only feeling safe very, very far away from me.